Are the Dodgers plotting to sign the #1 pitching prospect on the planet, Japanese phenom Roki Sasaki? When can we expect him to make his jump from the NPB to MLB? That's coming up next here on Dodgers Dugout.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Strike three. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Mookie Betts cranks it left field.
They're going to make big signings. They're going to make impact trades. I don't care how many times this team rips my heart out, I'll never stop loving the Los Angeles Dodgers. Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. Hey, what up, Dodgers Nation? Doug McKain here. Friends call me DMAC, credentialed member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Now, if you haven't yet, do me a huge favor and subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel, the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button. And I know you probably know this already, but in case you don't, we are running a giveaway right now, a brand new, authentic #17 Shohei Ohtani Dodgers jersey. And all you have to do to be eligible for the giveaway is be subscribed to the channel and comment done down below. This is for longtime subscribers. This is for new subscribers. And we are going to pick a winner as soon as we get to 80,000 subscribers. And we are getting close to it. We're almost under 1,000 subscribers away. So be sure you're subscribed. We're going to give it away on a live episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. We're going to be doing tons of giveaways this entire year. We're doing autographs. We're doing tickets to games to go see Shohei Ohtani. We'll do more jerseys. Look, comment down below stuff you want to see us give away when we will make it happen. It's going to be a big year here at Dodgers Nation. It's all because and thanks to you out there, the best fans in the game. And as always, I'm looking for your fire takes. I want your Dodgers takes down below. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day: do you think the Dodgers end up signing Roki Sasaki? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how high are you on him as a pitching prospect? Do you think he's the #1 pitching prospect? I think he's the #1 prospect in the world, to be honest. But I want all your Roki Sasaki takes down below in the comments section. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So this offseason, the Dodgers already signed 2 of the best Japanese players on the planet. They signed a unicorn in Shohei Ohtani, the best player in the sport. Then they followed that up by signing the #1 free agent pitcher this offseason in Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Well, next offseason, could they add another Japanese superstar in pitcher Roki Sasaki? Well, if you don't know about Roki Sasaki, I'll say it from the jump. In my opinion, he's not only the best pitching prospect on the planet, I think he is the best overall prospect on the planet. When you say prospect, you mean someone who has maintained their MLB rookie eligibility, and that is what he currently has. And in my opinion, when you look at his stuff, which we'll talk about in a second here, there's no doubt about it. The upside, he's 22 years old. You're talking about a 102-mile-per-hour fastball. It sits at 99 to 100, a lethal forkball that's absolutely unhittable. When you consider his talent, his age, his upside, he's the top prospect in the sport. And the Dodgers have been scouting him for a very, very long time. They had their eyes on him back in high school. And today on X, there was a video that surfaced that featured Andrew Friedman in person scouting him in Japan before the WBC last year. You got Roki Sasaki, 6'4", perfect size for a pitcher, wearing his WBC #14 uniform. And then he hears something, and he jogs over, and guess who it is? It's none other than Dodgers president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman, who is there to get a look at him with his own eyes in person. And I think I recognize those glasses. Aren't those the glasses that Andrew Friedman wore when he did the interview with MLB Network? When he was smiling from ear to ear, it looked like his face was hurting. He was smiling so much because he knew that he had just signed Freddie Freeman. Those must be his lucky shades. And you also might recognize the gentleman that's to your left right right here. This is none other than Will Ireton, who's currently the Dodgers manager of performance operations. He previously was Kenta Maeda's translator. So I don't know what Andrew is saying to him. He's probably saying, look, we're going to sign Ohtani at the end of this year. We're also going to sign Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And then I've got this contract for you in my pocket, $400 million. It's 99% deferred money. So whenever you get a chance, just go ahead and sign it for me. No, but look, just the fact that he's there, boots on the ground in Japan, one of the most powerful men in all of Major League Baseball, really tells you everything you need to know about how he feels about, one, the talent in Japan overall, and particularly the talent of Roki Sasaki. Andrew Friedman has had his eyes on the Japanese market and Japanese pitchers for quite some time. A couple months ago when I had Andrew Friedman on the show, before they had signed Shohei Ohtani, before they had signed Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I asked him point blank, when are the Dodgers going to get back into that Japanese market? And here's what he told me. When is it going to be time to really step back into that Japanese market, and how much of a priority is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are some really talented pitchers over there, two that are coming out, but way more that are over there that over time will. I went over there twice this year, and it's incredible how well they are developing starting pitching over there. And I'm sure there are things that we can learn from what they're doing. But, yeah, I mean, obviously we have a rich history and tradition with Japanese pitchers, and certainly has a lot of appeal and value to us, not just this offseason, just going forward.
So it's no secret at this point, the Dodgers are all in on signing Roki Sasaki. There was a report a few weeks ago that the Dodgers want Roki Sasaki no matter what. So that is indicating that they're willing to go above and beyond to try to get him. But there's a lot that's out of the Dodgers' control, because we don't know when he's going to become available. Now, a few months ago, it was reported by Jack Harris and Jorge Castillo of the LA Times that he might have that clause in his contract that would allow him to make the jump from NPB to MLB, and we would see a situation similar to Ohtani's, where he would sign for a bonus and then he would play under a minor league contract, and that's really a bet on yourself type situation. You get that big payday later like Ohtani was able to do. But there's also a report a few weeks ago that he's already requested that his club, the Chiba Lotte Marines, that they already posted. Now, a little rewind on the posting rules. Due to MLB's current posting rules, Sasaki is still considered an amateur free agent because he's only 22 and doesn't have enough NPB seasons under his belt. So he would only be able to sign for a team with however much money they have in international bonus pool money. That would not only affects Sasaki's earning potential, but also what the Marines could make through what would be an unprecedented posting fee if they waited to post him until 2026 during that free agency. Now, just looking at what Yoshinobu Yamamoto was able to sign for, he signed for $325 million on a 12-year contract. You saw a posting fee around $50 million. Sasaki, if he ever made it there, you could possibly be looking at a $50 to $100 million posting fee, and that'd be a big time financial windfall for the Marines. Now, on the flip side, if he were to be posted now and signed a minor league contract, he would earn the Chiba Lotte Mariners basically a fourth of $3.5 million or something like that, and you're talking about a significantly less chunk of change when you be talking about big money. So it wouldn't just affect Sasaki's earning potential, but what the Marines could take home. Now, it's very interesting to see what the Dodgers have done this offseason with just under $6 million to spend in international signing bonus pool money. And this is the Dodgers team that this offseason, it's been a very different approach. If you look at Baseball America, they have the Dodgers getting just one of the top 100 international players this offseason. And of course, that is Emil Morales, the shortstop out of the Dominican Republic. And typically we see the Dodgers Dodgers go after multiple top 100 players. So clearly they have their eyes set on the future. And to me, it's obvious, and that is Roki Sasaki. And this really tracks with what we've seen from the Dodgers in recent history. We saw last offseason they weren't aggressive. The biggest contract they signed a player to was the $13 million deal they gave to Noah Syndergaard. That turned out to be a bust, but didn't impact him this offseason, right? Because it was a one-year contract. Same goes for the one-year $10 million deal they signed JD Martinez to. Well, what happened this offseason? You end up committing over $1 billion in players, and the two headliners being Yoshinobu Yamamoto and the biggest one of all, Shohei Ohtani. But also, you traded for Tyler Glasnow. You signed him to an extension. You signed Teoscar Hernandez on a very team-friendly one-year contract. I love him on a one-year deal, right? You brought back Jason Hayward and Joe Kelly. You could still possibly bring back a Ryan Brazier and make a move on Josh Hader, right? Well, all this is possible because of what they didn't do last offseason. So I think you can see those parallels with how the Dodgers are acting in the international game this offseason. You don't see them going out there and being as aggressive because the guy they want could be available next offseason. Now, how good is Roki Sasaki? Is he worth the hype? Is he the phenom that I keep telling you that he is? I hear you out there. D-Mac, is he that good? I'm telling you, this guy's the truth. This guy is someone that is a generational talent. I think day one, he has the most electric fastball in Major League Baseball. So let's look at his stuff. And you look at that fastball, that's the first thing that makes your jaw drop to the floor. It's a plus 80 grade fastball. And his fastball, it doesn't top out at 99 to 100 miles per hour. No, it sits at 99 to 100 miles per hour. He tops out at 102 miles per hour. You may have seen him hit that during the WBC. And it's not just any fastball, too. It has that carry, it has that run, it has that perceived rise that makes it special. It induces a ton of swing and miss at the top of the zone. And on top of the elite velocity, he can spot the heater to all four quadrants of the zone. So it's a special pitch, and it's a pitch that you see Jacob deGrom, you see Hunter Green, you see Ohtani, these plus fastballs. Well, the thing about Roki Sasaki is, like I said, you're seeing him work every single corner of that strike zone, can throw it at any count. You see him working it up in the zone, and that is what plays up, especially in the postseason. Look at what Walker Buehler did in 2020 when he still had that electric four-seam fastball with that spin up in the zone. Well, imagine that on steroids. That is what you see with Roki Sasaki. And then his second best pitch is his forkball. This is a world-class splitty forkball, just one of the most lethal pitches on the planet that beautifully complements his fastball. He tunnels it well off his heater. It disrupts their timing, the way it's tunneled, the way that it appears like a fastball. And what makes it really special, too, is that hitters just don't barrel it up. They're not able to make hard contact on it because the way it sits, upper 80s, low 90s, a drop-off from the fastball. And even if hitters can identify it, he can still get called strikes on it because he still works it at the bottom of the zone. And that is what makes it completely a game-changing pitch. It's not like it's a pitch where, okay, it's going to fall off the table, but if the hitter recognizes it, well, they don't swing at it, it's going to go for a ball. No, he can throw it for called strikes. He threw a splitter for strikes over 70% of the time, with 67% being swings and misses. If you look at that same pitch at the big league level, if you're hitting around 50% with your swing and miss on your splitty or called strikes, you're talking about elite status. This is someone who did it at a 70% level and 67% inducing swing and misses. So last season, I mean, you saw that splitter was so devastating that it was unhittable. The one time it was hit out of the infield, it went as a fly ball, right, in the 2022 season. That is how good that pitch was. And you also look at the historic dominance. This is someone who is under age 25, 22 years old, and he threw a perfect game. And he threw the first perfect game in the NPB since 1994. He struck out 19 of the 27 hitters he faced in a 6-0 win over the Oryx Buffaloes. And it was one of the most dominating performances in the history of baseball. It got a 106 game score. A 106 game score. Now, if you don't know what game score is, you probably do, and Bill James invented it. It's definitely kind of a raw, quick measure of a pitcher's performance. To calculate it, you start with 50 points, you add 1 point for every out recorded, and then another one for a strikeout, 2 points for every inning the pitcher finishes, and then after the fourth, then you subtract 1 point for each walk, 2 points for each hit, and unearned run allowed, and 4 points for each earned run. Just pretty simple, but it does give you an idea of how dominant that performance was. Well, the top game score in the history of Major League Baseball was Kerry Wood. And Kerry Wood, when he had the big-time strikeout game, right, the 20 strikeout game, he had a 105 game score. Roki Sasaki's was 106. And he followed that game up and almost pitched another perfect game. He almost had back-to-back perfect games. So this guy, when he's at his very best, he's absolutely unhittable. Absolutely unhittable. And he's a prospect, a player that's worth going all in on. Now, there's no such thing as a perfect prospect, right? If you want to spot the pimple on a model, what are the cons? I guess if you would want to point out a con is that he doesn't have the long track record that Yoshinobu Yamamoto has, right? Where Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he's been dominant for so long, so many Samamura awards, MVPs, a sub-2 ERA. And if you look at Roki Sasaki, he's pitched in 51 total games, most of those being in the MPB, did pitch a handful of games in the WBC, but still a 1.88 ERA last season. You saw a strikeouts per 9 that was almost at 14. So, look, yeah, it doesn't have the deep track record that a Yoshinobu Yamamoto has, but still, I mean, the talent is undeniable. Undeniable. And I think that this is someone who you almost pinch yourself to think of a rotation that would feature the 3 best Japanese players on the planet. The very best, a guy who's in his own category, the unicorn, Shohei Ohtani. He's my day one starter, 2025. He's my opening day starter. Follow that up with Yoshinobu Yamamoto. You follow that up with Roki Sasaki. Oh, and then there's this other ace-level pitcher in Tyler Glasnow. And then you've got a Bobby Miller who throws 100-mile-per-hour gas too, has a 5-pitch mix, who's continuing to learn and continuing to grow and emerge. He's someone who can make the All-Star team next season. There's a world where that happens. You got Emmett Sheehan. He's continuing to develop. You could sign Clayton Kershaw to a 2-year deal because of the injury, and maybe you see him in 2025, right? So just think about that potential rotation. It's just an embarrassment of pitches. And I would be all in on having him. I just think that Roki Sasaki, really, he's unbelievable. And I think that really just comes down to, would you want to join this rock star group that is the Los Angeles Dodgers? Yamamoto already said, hey, I'm cool playing with Ohtani. Maybe they win this World Series this year and they say, okay, the Dodgers are the place to be, the team of Japan, as they're going to be affectionately known as once this run is done a decade from now. So, yeah, just an unbelievable player, and very cool to see Andrew Friedman not be one of those guys who is just sitting at his desk, sitting in his big $8 million mansion, just letting everyone do the work. No, Andrew Friedman works as hard as the interns. He works as hard as the grinding employees that are there every single day. Andrew Friedman works like he has a clone, okay? He is working like the rent is due. And he continues to put in that work. And, hey, Roki Sasaki, he's my new dream Dodger. Already got my other dream Dodger in Ohtani. Hey, let's continue to dream big. Let's get him in Dodger blue. But that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on the X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. If you really want to support the channel, hit that like button. Also, comment done down below and subscribe to the channel so you are eligible for the Shohei Ohtani jersey giveaway. Remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.